Alright, so I know that most of y'all finished this one. Yes, sorry. But if not, we'll go ahead and work this one together. That way you can check your answers as well. And these are on Google Classroom. Alright, we are finding the 6, or actually 5 remaining trig functions of theta. We figured out this was in quadrant 2 because that's where 90 and 180 are. Alright, in quadrant 2, what trig functions are positive? Yes. Yeah. What trig functions are positive in quadrant 2? Sine and what? Good. It's boyfriend. And you can remember that by all students take calculus. All students take calculus. So this is sine and cosecant. So cosecant will be positive. All the other trig functions we find are going to be negative. Alright, sine is what over what? Opposite over. So opposite here is what? 5. Good. Hypotenuse. We just need to find what? Adjacent. And how do we find that?
Pythagorean.
Yes. Okay, Pythagorean theorem. So tell me how to set that up for this one.
You do 5 squared plus b squared equals 13 squared.
Very good. So what is 5 squared?
25.
And 13 squared? Good. And we would have to do what here?
Subtract 25.
So we get
B squared equals 144.
144. So B equals what? 12. Good. And that's what did we just find again?
Adjacent.
Adjacent. Good. So can't we find all the other ones for now? Alright, cosecant is sine's boyfriend. So cosecant theta is going to be what? Yeah, I don't remember. Good, because all you do is flop sine. Good. Cosine would be what? Close. No, it is 12 over 13, but we need a what? Negative. Remember, because this is in quadrant 2, so cosine is going to be negative. That means what goes with cosine? Oh, 13, sorry. Thank you. What goes with cosine? Secant. And what would secant be? Good, you just swap them. Alright, what are my other 2 trig functions I'm missing? Tangent and cotangent. What is tan going to be? 5 over negative 12. Very good. And what about cotangent? Yes, negative 12 over 5. Opposite.
Okay, I looked down for like 2 seconds. Where'd the negative come from?
This one's in quadrant 2. So the only 2 functions in quadrant 2 that are positive are sine and cosecant. So the rest of them have to be negative if it's in quadrant 2.
Okay.
And that comes from up here. In quadrant 2, only sine and cosecant are positive.
Okay.
Any other questions? Alright, flip it. Just got 4 more, then I'll let you get started on your checkpoint. Alright, let's just focus on quadrant 3 first. In quadrant 3, tell me what's positive. What'd you say? Tangent and what? Cotangent. Everything else will be negative. Alright, this cosecant, what does it go with? Sine. So sine theta is going to be what here? Yes. Alright, what 2 things do we have? Do we have adjacent, opposite, or hypotenuse? Opposite and hypotenuse, right? So opposite is negative 2, hypotenuse is 7. We need to find what? Adjacent. Tell me how to set that up.
Negative 2 squared.
So that would be 4 plus what?
B squared.
Equals?
49.
Good. Then I would do what?
Subtract 4.
And get
30 or 45.
45. And then I would do what?
Square root.
Okay. Square root, but I know what you're saying. Can we simplify square root of 45? Yes. How'd you get 3? Very good. Perfect. So 9 and 5 is what we're using, because 9 is perfect square that goes into 45. So Colby said B is 3 square root of 5, which is what that we actually just found. Adjacent. Very good. Alright, now we can tell, or we can say what cosine is. Cosine is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, so it's going to be what? Over, close, negative. Good. Negative 3 square root of 5 over 7. Because again, this is in quadrant 3, so only tan and cotan are positive. Alright, let's go ahead and find secant. That's just when we flip-flop which function. Yes, so it'd be negative 7 over 3 square root of 5. Can we leave it like this? No. What do we need to multiply the top and bottom by? Just square root of 5 or 3 square root of 5?
3 square root of 5.
What's the problem on bottom? Just the radical, right? What's just in the radical?
Square root of 5.
Yep. The 3 is not the problem, just the square root of 5. So on top we'd have what? Alright, on bottom, 3 times 5, which is what? 15. Good. Alright, just 2 more. Where did I get 7 from? Right here. That's what our opposite was. Or actually hypotenuse, excuse me. This one? You're talking about how to get 15. Yes. The negative 7 came from, that's our hypotenuse over our adjacent. Alright. Now moving on to tangent, that's going to be what over what? So negative 2 over, good. We need to multiply the top and bottom by? Very good. So on top we would get, and on bottom? Perfect. Last one, cotangent. Do we have to flip this part? We can flip the original, so it'd be what? Very good. Negative, but yes. 15? Sorry, this should be square root of 5. Square root of 5 times square root of 5 would be square root of 25, right? What's square root of 25? Yes. Times 3? 15.
Would it be positive for tangent and cotangent?
Yes, thank you. Because it's in quadrant 3, these will be positive. Alright, questions about that? It's because you weren't here Friday. You just go back and watch the notes. Alright, last one together. They give us secant, or first of all, let's look at this part. Does everybody know what pi is? This isn't on a unit circle though. Do y'all know what pi is? Half a circle, so half of 360 is?
180.
Yes, pi is the same thing as 180 when you're talking about circles. So this is 180. And then all you have to do is multiply 3 times 180 for this, 3 times 180, and then divide by 2. So this degrees is 270. Alright, Victor said that 180 is half of a circle, correct? So that's going to be this angle right here. Half of a circle would be here. 270 is where? Yes, so we're talking about quad what here? 3. And what is positive in quad 3? Very good. So everything else will be negative. Alright, first one they give us is secant negative square root of 3. What's on bottom right here? 1. Very good. Alright, we can go ahead and find what goes with secant cosine. So we are going to flip this, so it'd be negative 1 over root 3. Can we leave it like this?
Nope.
So we have to multiply top and bottom by? So on top, over, perfect. Now think about on bottom, it would be square root of 9, which is what? 3. Alright, what is cosine? What over what? Yes, adjacent over hypotenuse. So we are missing our what? Opposite. Okay, so tell me how to set that up to where we can find our opposite up here. Just like the last ones. Alright, Kaya, tell me how to set up the Pythagorean theorem with A and H. Where did you get the negative 1 from? Talking about up here? So you want to use these numbers? That's fine. Okay, so this is not adjacent over hypotenuse. This is what up here? Okay, so go ahead. 1 squared equals that's good, square. Okay, so right here we get 1, correct? Plus b squared. What is negative square root of 3 squared? Almost. When you square something, can it be negative? So it's going to be what? Good. How do we solve for b? Subtract 1, we get b squared equals, so b equals, good.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you flip it for cosine, why does the negative not follow the square root of 3?
Talking about up here?
No, when you went from secant to
Secant to,
negative square root of 3 over 1, why wouldn't it be 1 over negative square root of 3?
oh, it doesn't matter where the negative is. Like if I divide 4 by negative 2 or negative 4 divided by 2, I still get the same thing. I get what you're saying. Alright, so what did we just find again? Or what? Opposite. Okay, let's start with sine. Sine is blank over blank. So it'd be square root of over. Yes. Let's bring that negative in. Because isn't sine supposed to be negative here? Alright, what do we need to multiply the top and bottom by? Very good. So on top we get square root of square root of. Are we adding? Good. On bottom? Yes. So that's sine, negative square root of 6 over 3. Can I divide this 6 and 3? So this is a 6 on top? No, it's what? Square root of 6. So 6 and square root of 6 are different. We can't divide those.
Question.
Yes.
Isn't when you multiply the square root of 3, aren't they also? How come they're not both negative 2?
Talking about right here?
Mm-hmm.
Think about, can we have negative numbers on a denominator? Yeah, we can divide numbers like, I can divide 4 by negative 2, right? So it's not the negative that's the problem on bottom, it's just the what? Yeah, that's fine, just multiplying it by square root.
Okay.
That makes sense? Okay. Alright, cosecant, so the opposite. I'm going to flip-flop what 2 numbers? Or question, does it matter if I flip-flop these or these? Will you get the same thing? If I flip-flop these or these?
Yes.
We'll get the same thing? No, it's right, yes. Okay, so which one do you want to flip-flop, Darian? These or these? Okay, so it'd be negative 3 over square root of 6. We'd have to multiply the top and bottom by what? Square root of 6. So on top we get what? Over. Good. Can we simplify this part? Yes. We can simplify what's on the outside. So it'd be what on top? Over. Perfect. Alright, we need 2 more. Tan and cotan. So tan is going to be blank over blank. opposite, so square root of 2 over, what's my adjacent? 1. Good. So you really don't need to write the 1 on bottom. And is this supposed to be positive or negative? Positive. Good. And then cotan is going to be the opposite, right? So 1 over root 2. I just need to multiply the top and bottom by what? Root 2. So on top I will get, and on bottom? Very good. Questions about these? I know you'll have one of these on your checkpoint, just one, and then the other one's going to be something like, I think, what we're about to do. Yeah, the second one you just have to find one other trig function. Alright, let's do one of these together, then one on your own. I guess you want to do this one together, and then you can do 11 on your own. Alright, we just have to find the remaining 4 trig values given this. Okay, what can we identify from cosine theta? Adjacent is what? Hypotenuse. Alright. And this tan right here is opposite over what? Adjacent. But these are going to be different. Alright, we need to find our opposite using these. So opposite equals blank. We use what to find our opposite? Good. Tell me how to set it up. Plus equals. So we subtract and get b squared equals. And can we take the square root of 8? But we can break it up into what? 4 and 2. So what can we take out? 2. Very good. So what did we just find again? Opposite. Alright, give me a trig function that we don't already have. Sine, okay? What is sine? Good, so it'd be what? Very good. And we're going to go back and check our signs at the end. Give me another one we don't have. Cosecant. Okay. That's the opposite of which one? So it'd be 3 over, and we need to multiply the top and bottom by. Very good. So what we have on top? On bottom? 4. Very good. Alright, give me another one we're missing. Secant, so that would be the opposite of which one? So it'd be, good. And then what's the last one we're missing? And it's the opposite of? Tangent. Okay, so tell me how to flip-flop it first. 1 over what? What do we need to multiply by? Very good. Square root of 2. So on top we would have what? On bottom? Try again. Negative 4. Very good. Alright, now let's go back and check our signs. Because this time they don't give us the quadrant. I'll let you copy that down first. Alright, in the first one they give us, they say cosine is positive, right? Which quadrants is cosine positive in? 1 and 4. Very good. And then the second condition, they say tan is negative. So out of 1 and 4, which one is tan negative in? Very good. So what else is, or what's the only two things that should be positive in quadrant 4? All students take cosine and what? Good. So which ones need to be negative up here that I don't have negative? Which ones need to be negative? Sine and not secant. Cosecant. Good. Questions about that one? Alright, you're doing 11 on your own, and then after we go over that and you're comfortable, we'll start on our checkpoint. Go ahead and do 11 on your own. Let me know if you need help. Yes. Are you just confused about like the multiple?
No, I'm confused about you guys use this one to find opposite, but if you use this one to find opposite, it's a different number.
If you use this one,
That would be 3, negative root 3 squared,
which is 3.
plus b squared is equal to b squared, which is 9, and equals root 6. And you guys got root 2 from this one. You did 1 squared.
Yeah.
Plus b squared is equal to negative 2. That's it. And then we need to go down here to change it. The adjacent here and the adjacent there. So it was confusing me. I don't know if this is the wrong way.
It should be the same. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to
No, you're fine. You can do it.
Okay.
Courtney?
Yes.
Hey, I just found out Brandon Lee was in the grade level meeting. Do you want me to leave his absence on or take it off?
No, take it off.
Okay, thank you.
So this is in between this.
And then that changes like the rest of these.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like the way the problem is set up.
Yeah, because
But
the rest of
that's
them
why
have been
it's
working out
done
like
conscious.
used to be the same.
So I didn't understand why it was there's different. And so,
Let me do some research on that one. But the rest of them should be the same.
okay, well I was just like
That is
wondering why I
weird.
didn't get that.
I mean, it has to do with the radical, obviously, but I don't know. Good question. I'll look at that one. Let me make sure you check points. Okay.
Whatever you do with it.
No, we're done. I'm just making sure y'all's check points are lined out. Yeah. Go ahead.
Wait, so like this whole thing's quite confusing to me.
Alright, so you gotta know what's coming in. Is it opposite of the hypotenuse, adjacent to the hypotenuse? Which one is it? All you have to know is your opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse, and you're good to go. You can find all of them. So sine is blank over blank. Yeah, but what is this? Opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse? What is it? Which one is hypotenuse? Alright, think Sokotoa. How do you spell that? Sokotoa. Stop. That means sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the 4 is your, 5 is your, okay. And cosine, spell it, that's Sokotoa.
Spell what?
Sokotoa.
C-A.
That means that cosine is objective.
Miss Horton?
Yes.
Hey, what about Sawyer Callahan? He went to the meeting too.
You can just take off his absence. I didn't know that they were supposed to go to second period first.
Yeah, they were supposed to, but it looks like some of them just took it on their own and went on their own.
Okay.
I'll take it off though. Thank you.
Thank you. So that means this is your And this is your hypotenuse. So we just need the remaining 4. So give me another one. Side sine and cosine. Okay. Cosecant opposite of what? Cosecant goes with sine. So instead of opposite over hypotenuse, this is the opposite. It'll be hypotenuse over opposite. So what's our hypotenuse? Opposite. That's it. Okay, the next one's going to be what?
Miss Horton, I'm sorry, it's me again. I got another one, Catherine Anderson. Can I take her off?
Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm not in the box there, okay. Alright. I mean, okay. There'll just be 1,000 people in the I guess. Alright, secant do the next one. That's opposite of which one? Cosine. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so this one's going to be
4.
what was not this. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, right? So it's opposite hypotenuse over adjacent. So it'd be 5 over
Sine is opposite.
tan, which is opposite of which one? Oh, you don't know. Alright, TOA is TOA, right? So tan is opposite over adjacent. So that would be what? Over. And then cotangent is opposite of tangent, so it's going to be tangent. Good. You just got to memorize these. It's just memorization. It's not that you don't know how to do it. Alright. Let's go over this one quickly. Adjacent, opposite, hypotenuse. What is our adjacent?
9.
Where'd you get 9 from? What now? Mm-mm.
3.
It's not 3, it's what? Alright, let's back up. This is just about memorization. It's not even about math right here. Darren, what is sine? Blank over blank. Okay, so they give us sine, right? So that means opposite is what? And hypotenuse? Good. It's not math. It's just memorizing these formulas. Okay? Okay, then what's cosine? Blank over blank. Over. So what is cosine right here? So what's adjacent? -3, right? It's no math involved on this one. They give you everything. So we already have sine and cosine. Give me another one that we don't have. Tangent is blank over blank. Opposite over. So it would be... Very good. What's the opposite of tangent? So it's adjacent over opposite. So it's what? Very good. What else are we missing? Secant, which is the opposite of what? So you just swap these, it'd be what? And then what is the last one we're missing? Cosecant, which is the opposite of. So you just flip the sign, which is what? 5/4. Questions? Alright. I'm going to pass out your checkpoint. Now, obviously, you probably won't get to finish it today. But go ahead and start on it today. And then tomorrow, I'll give y'all some time in class. One thing I want to remind you of is when I give you a point like 8, 6, and tell you to find the 6 trig functions, this is like the beginning of your notes like we did here. 8 is always our what? This is always, you know how to find the hypotenuse, right? Darren, put your phone up because I know you'll ask. Also for this, to make it smaller on us, we can change these numbers to what? Yes, you can take, if they have something in common, you can take it out. It's easier to work with, okay? Everybody good? Alright, please don't talk on the checkpoint. Feel free to use your notes. And I'll take these up at the end of class, because I know y'all probably won't be done with them. Alright, let me know if you need some help.